Wait for my Pittsburgh Pirates to bounce back after that disaster against the Chicago White Sox by sweeping the Detroit Tigers, their AL Central division foes. That being the Chicago White Sox, who we got swept by, and it swept another NL Central team, that being the Detroit Tigers. So yeah, so we're just at 500 to begin the second half of the season. That being 3-3, but overall we still have a losing record as of now for the Pittsburgh Pirates. So that was a nice bounce back though, as a disaster in that series against the White Sox. So hi everybody, George Still 88 with another video. I'm going to talk about the Detroit Tigers versus the Pittsburgh Pirates 3-game series recap. So let's jump right into it. First, let's begin with game one of the series. Pirates won that one 3-0. Phenomenal game by Paul Skeens, an all-star. And he was doing his thing, man. And the offense gave him run support in the bottom of the second half inning, and that was about it. They didn't score any more after that, but Paul Skeens in the bullpen managed to shut all that down the rest of the way. So for the pitching, Paul Skeens, who by the way got the win, his first win in like 2 months, he went 6 innings, gave up 3 hits, no earned runs, walked one batter, 6 strikeouts. Bullpen even better. Ashcraft 1 inning, walked one batter, 1 strikeout. Dennis Santana, one inning, three punch outs. David Bednar gave up a hit, got to save by the way. But anyway, he went 1 inning, gave up a hit, 1 punch out. Phenomenal game by the pitcher in the bullpen in game one. The offense, the RBIs came from Spencer Horwitz, who I'm going to talk about during this video, and Brian Reynolds got 2. So yeah, the offense, they did okay it was in the bottom of the second inning where they put runs when needed. So yeah, even though we left 8 off base though, could have got more, but hey, it is what it is though. But the pitching did, but overall in this game one series, the pitching did a phenomenal job keeping the Tigers off the board. And O'Neal Cruz caught the on that. I think it was in the bottom of the second inning. I think he scored that run in that game though. I'm not sure. Let's see. No, that's not. It's not. It's not the. That ain't game one. So, but I'll talk about that later. But anyway, like I said, the pitching did a phenomenal job. The offense put up 3 runs, and the pitching shut it down. So yeah. So that's game one of the series. Let's talk about game two of the series. Pirates won that one 8-5. Well, almost the same thing, but the offense came to play, man, especially in the bottom of the second inning, and they were swinging the bats in in 3 straight innings, that being the bottom of the second inning to the bottom of the fourth inning, or some portion of the bottom of the sixth inning, excuse me. But the offense did a wonderful job of getting runs when they can against and increasing that lead to keep the Tigers from either tying the score up or taking the lead. The pitcher did okay too. That being Mitch Keller, who went 6 innings though. I'll talk a little bit more about him in a second. But the pitcher and the bullpen did okay. Not as good as they did in game one though. But hey, but pitchers, Mitch Keller, guy is getting his win though. He's been in the trade talks though, but that'll be like dumb as hell if they trade Mitch Keller. But anyway, Mitch Keller went 6 innings, got the win by the way. Gave up 6 hits, 3 earned runs, walked 3 batters, 5 punch outs, gave up 1 home run. There were times he got into a jam and managed to get out of those. So yeah, the bullpen did okay. Madsen 1 inning, gave up a hit, 2 punch outs. Ferguson, or Caleb Ferguson, he went 1 inning, gave up 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 punch outs, excuse me, and 1 home run given up. Then David Bednar got his second straight save in this series. Went 1 inning, gave up a hit, walked one batter, 2 punch outs. So, and the offense, like I just said before, did fine, did pretty good. I mean, O'Neal Cruz, when Keyright Hayes got reached first base on that throwing error by the Detroit Tigers, O'Neal Cruz snuck in a run. That was in like I think that was in the bottom of the third inning or second inning. I think it was the bottom of the second inning. So, but anyway, the RBIs would come from Spencer Horwitz. Man, this dude's trying to heat up. Brian Reynolds got two. Bam got two. Hayes got two. Who I'm going to, well, also I'm going to talk about if I get to that. So yeah, that was our offense. So they left 12 people on base though. We could have more, but hey, it is what it is. So and O'Neal Cruz continues to steal bases though. Like I said, on that throwing era with Hayes reach on first base, he was jogging to third base, then he put on the burners after he got past third base to snuck in a run. So yeah, so that's game two of the series that I just talked about. The Pirates won 8-5. Let's move on to game three of the series. Pirates won that one 6-1. Well, the offense did a phenomenal job from the bottom of the first inning to the third inning, excuse me, because they put up 6 runs though. So, and Spencer Horace hit that grand slam in the bottom of the second inning to increase the Pirates' lead, and O'Neal Cruz got that sac fly in the bottom of the third inning. So, and the pitching did pretty well. Barry Falter, wait for him to bounce back at that disaster against the Chicago White Sox, man. Wait for him to bounce back. So, I'm going to talk about the pitching. Barry, Barry Falter got the win. 7 innings, give up 4 hits, one earned run given up, 8 punchouts. Nice game for him. Komajinski, who went for a non-safe situation, went 2 innings, gave up a hit, 3 punchouts. Nice game by Falter and Majinski. So in offense, Fender Horace got 4 RBIs in a home run. That was a grand slam. McCutcheon got RBI in a home run, and O'Neal Cruz got a sac fly. So so yeah, man, that is game three of the series that I just talked about, and the Pirates sweep the Detroit Tigers. So yeah, if we're waiting for them to bounce back, like I said, at that disaster against the Chicago White Sox, it's weird that we was put like it was almost like my Pittsburgh Steelers. We were playing down to competition, and you play against a good team, you just beat them. I mean, it's weird though. I mean, Pittsburgh sports is weird like that. So, like I said, man, Pittsburgh sports is just weird like that. You play every time you play against a weaker opponent, you just take them lightly. Against a good team, at times you beat them. So yeah, man. So the Pittsburgh Pirates sweep the Detroit Tigers. Kind of a revenge from last month when the Detroit Tigers took it when the Detroit Tigers took 2 out of 3 against us. So yeah. So let me know your thing down in the comment section down below while I talk about this 3-game series recap between the Detroit Tigers and the Pittsburgh Pirates. I mean, weird, weird way to start the second half of the season for my Pittsburgh Pirates. Getting swept by the Chicago White Sox, who are the worst team in the MLB, and now being one of the best teams in the MLB, the Detroit Tigers, by sweeping them. So hope they can keep this up though, because we got a tough Arizona Diamondbacks coming into town this weekend. So and then because on this homestand we're 3-3, so a little bit better if we're 6-0. So yeah, so they can hope they can keep this up though. But Spencer Horwitz, man, how about him? How about him and Ke'Bryan Hayes? Ke'Bryan Hayes is heating up, in my opinion. Spencer Horwitz is starting to heat up, man. He's starting to heat up, in my opinion, bro. So yeah, hope Horwitz and Hayes can keep it up, and Reynolds can wake up, and Cruz could be consistent at least. So yeah. With that being said, this is Jordan Steele 88. See you guys in my next video. And as always, let's go Bucks.